Hey everybody, welcome back to Creating Scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're doing our freeware showcase, and I know it's been a while since I've done these, and I apologize for that. I'm trying to get ready for an art show, so I haven't really had too much time to do these showcases. Again, I apologize. If you haven't been here before, I showcase freeware software, and I also have a lot of tutorials on the of creating scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think most of you guys know. Okay. Anyway, if you haven't, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell for upcoming videos. And if you feel inclined to support what I do on this channel, buymeacoffee.com/myphysicalworld. So, hey, let's get to it. So today we're going to be looking at, it is not an airport, even though I have a ICAO up there of KSKY. KSKY used to be the Sandusky Griffin Airport in Sandusky, Ohio. However, that is no longer there. And why I have KSKY up there as the ICAO is because this scenery designer, TheWhiteArcades, who put this scenery out there quite a while ago. Okay, it's been up for a long time. I think I'm trying. This was one of the very first sceneries I downloaded when I got Flight Sim, so it's near and dear to me because it's only about a 20-minute drive for me. But why I have KSKY is because they have repurposed the land that the airport was on, and it's now a sports park for softball, baseball, soccer, all that kind of stuff. And the TheWhiteArcades put that scenery in this package, so that's why I have KSKY. Okay, but if you want to come to this airport, if you want to come to this airport, this area, sorry, you can take off from my 5 Alpha 1 airport in Norwalk, Ohio, and fly due north. And you'll come right up to Lake Erie and the Cedar Point Causeway, which you can actually kind of see off of the word park in the title there. You can see that little strip of land going out to a peninsula. That's the Cedar Point Causeway. And right below the word white in the TheWhiteArcades name, I'm going to turn those off here pretty soon. That is the sports complex. So let me get some of this stuff off the screen for you. All right, so we have right there in the lower center, that is the KSKY Sports Park. All right. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of fly around, and I'm going to show you the scenery. If you guys ever want to do Northern Ohio scenery, it's getting more and more. Now, I have Norwalk 5 Alpha 1 Airport, and that is about 15 miles south of where we are right now. You can take off there. All right. And there's also some scenery I will talk about as we get up closer to Cedar Point Amusement Park. All right. But there are islands out in Lake Erie, and somebody, I can't remember the developer, but I'll get that for you because I'm going to showcase those as well. But he has created all the airports on each one of the islands, so you can do some island hopping if you choose to. But this is Sandusky, Ohio, straight ahead of us. The causeway runs out on the lake on the right, and this is the sports complex right here in the lower. Okay, so anyway, I'm in the drone, and you guys know I suck at flying drones, but we're gonna do our best. All right. So we'll kind of zoom in. We'll kind of move up here. So yeah, he has modeled the sports center. Okay, using Google Earth and all that kind of stuff, which is fine. He's put the big recreational building in there as well. All right, so let's come over here to the causeway. The causeway, where a whole bunch of rich people live along this narrow strip of land that goes out into Sandusky Bay, and we are going to come to Cedar Point Amusement Park. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Cedar Point. Cedar Point is 360 acres, and it has the highest concentration of roller coasters in the world. Cedar Point, like I said, 364 acres, is located on Lake Erie, right out here on this peninsula. It opened in 1870 and is considered the second oldest operating amusement park in the United States. It's known as America's Roller Coast, and it features a world record 71 rides with 17 roller coasters, and the second highest in the number of roller coasters on the park. But it it holds a lot of world records. Okay, a lot of the records have actually over the years have been lost, really, but because other parks have superseded a lot of the roller coasters, but they still keep adding roller coasters every couple of years. But Cedar Point is famous for the Millennium Force, which was the highest and fastest roller coaster in the world. And then they built the Top Thrill Dragster, which again became the fastest and tallest roller coaster in the world. But they got the Valraken, they got the Windseeker, Tower, all that kind of stuff. And we're just going to kind of take a look at that stuff as you go along. Now, this particular package, which is free up on flightsim.to, is made up of 3 packages. First one is Cedar Point itself, okay, which has all the rides. And then there's Cedar Point boats, which you can see the boats in the marina. That is a separate package. So if you didn't want any boats in the water, if it was off season or something, you can keep those turned off. And there's also the Sky Sports Park package, which gives you that little piece of land that we looked at the beginning. Okay, so this is Cedar Point, and he has it quite accurate. Okay, I know because I've been here quite a few times. So we have the gatekeeper up front, this big long blue looking snake there, and then we have the where is the Millennium Force? Okay, well, you got the Maverick back there in the background, and a lot of these names I can't remember. I'm not a frequent person, but there's the Millennium Force right there, that red one. Okay, and then they used to have the world's largest wooden roller coaster, but which should be right in the middle of the screen, and that is being dismantled to make room for a new ride. Okay, but this yellow looking tower, that is the Top Thrill Dragster, and to be honest with you, that is that a couple years ago there was an accident. A piece of steel came off of it and hit somebody on the ground. So they shut the ride down and they have rebuilt it. And it is called the Top Thrill Dragster 2. Sorry. And what that does is you see the yellow tower, and if you follow the tracks down to the left, at the end where the tracks turn and come back, they have added a second tower. Okay, so it looks like the yellow tower, except there's one on the other end of it as well. And what used to happen? What used to happen with the Top Thrill is they would launch. Uh, it's something like 140 miles an hour in like 4 seconds or something like that. I don't know the real numbers of it. Oh no, there's the Millennium Force right there. That blue, the blue one toward the top. You can see the arc that's over the water. That's the Millennium Force. Okay, that used to be the highest and fastest. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to the Top Thrill. But the Top Thrill would launch you onto the tower, but sometimes that the cars would not hit the top and go down the other side. They would actually go right back down to the starting place going backwards, and then they would launch you again. Well, what they've done with the Top Thrill Dragster 2 is you get launched, and on purpose, it doesn't go all the way up the roller coaster on the first try. It goes maybe 3/4 of the way up, and then it goes all the way backwards, comes right back down past the starting point, and then it goes up that second tower, and you're going backwards. And then it gets to the top of that second tower, and then it goes again, and that gives enough force to go around the first tower, which is like 420 feet up in the air, and then you come down the other side. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome if you like roller coasters. But TheWhiteArcades has done a great job of making Cedar Point, and it really adds realism if you're flying out to the islands. If I pan over here, you see this island out in the middle of the water straight ahead. Okay, that's Kelly's Island, and there's an airport on there that's been done by a user. Now I'm going to kind of pan over here to the left, and you see this peninsula that's out from Cedar Point. That's Marblehead, and then beyond that, you can barely see it, but out over in the water there, just beyond this peninsula here. Okay, so that's Kelly's Island right there. Okay, Marblehead is straight in front of us. That's just a peninsula. And then straight out from that, you can barely see it, that is South Bass and Middle Bass Island, or what we call here locally Put-in Bay. Okay, and there's an airport there that the same user that did Kelly's Island also did Put-in Bay. Put-in Bay is famous in this area because that is where Oliver Hazard Perry, during the War of 1812, sailed his ships from Erie, Pennsylvania, down to this area and had a naval battle against the British, and basically forced the British off of Lake Erie, and it was quite the naval battle. And his ship got sunk underneath him. He got onto another ship, and they went to war, finished the battle, and sunk all the ships of the line of the British Navy on Lake Erie. Okay, that was during the War of 1812. I think it was 1814 that this particular thing happened. Anyway, that's your history lesson for this area. That's why it's pretty famous. All right, so there's looking south at Cedar Point. And it really gives good realism when you're doing some VFR flying in this area. If you wanted to fly out to the islands and stuff, this is what it really looks like. He did an awesome job at Cedar Point. So I encourage you guys to go to flightsim.to. There's a couple Cedar Point amusement parks up there. This is the better of the two. This is by TheWhiteArcades, and I think you're really going to enjoy it and help the VFR experience in your Microsoft Flight Simulator. So go download this scenery, put it in your community file, and have fun. And I'm glad you came and watched this video. And I will see you guys on the next one. See you later.